Hey guys, it's Mimi. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Today I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys about something that I know I personally am working through right now, and a lot of you guys might be struggling with as well. And that is not caring about what other people think of you. One of the pieces of advice that I hear like everybody saying all the time is, oh, just be yourself, don't care about what other people think of you, when really it is so much easier said than done. Because we're humans, we care about how other people view us and what they think about us and what they say about us. And so if you're struggling with this, I don't want you to feel bad about it at all, because I know for a fact it's something that we all struggle with. So I'm here, I am no expert, like I said, I'm working through this myself, but I wanted to give you guys a couple of tips that I have found that have been helpful for me, and hopefully they can apply to you as well. Before we get started in the video, I would just want to say I would love it so much if you decided to subscribe to my channel. I make videos every single week, and I'm really trying to do more of a direction on my channel where I'm more intentional about what I post, and I want it to be entertaining, but I do also want you to be able to gain something from it. So if you're interested in seeing more kind of content like this, I would love if you would subscribe. And with that said, let's just jump right into the video. The key principle and main focus that I want you to take away from this video is you need to connect your self-worth not to any physical objects. I'll give you an example from my personal life experience. Is I have always done this. I always tie my worth and my confidence with something external. Like, I played tennis in high school, so if I made varsity, then I felt good about myself. I did pageants, and I said, okay, if I win this pageant, and since I'm like a title holder, I feel good about myself. But the only thing with that is those things are temporary. I see it happen all the time to people. Like, people will take pride in, oh, like I was popular in high school, or I was on the dance team in high school. That's how they view themselves. That's their full identity. And it's great for the time being if that makes you feel good about yourself and that's a reason why you want to do it. That is totally fine. But what happens when you graduate from high school? What happens if you get injured and you can't dance anymore? You don't want your self-worth to be directly and completely tied to one thing that could be temporary. So let me tell you, you're probably thinking, okay, I totally do that, but what else am I supposed to do? How else am I supposed to feel good about myself? I'm a religious person. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So for me, and I know it's different for everybody with different religions and stuff and beliefs, but for me personally, I tie my self-worth to my relationship with God. This is not a conditional thing. Whatever you choose to be your main primary source of self-confidence, it needs to be something that is steady and always there. You can't tie it with a relationship, with a boyfriend or girlfriend that could leave you. You can't tie it with, oh, well, I'm a smart person, because sometimes you're in situations where you don't feel very smart. So with me tying mine personally to God, it's always there, because I know no matter what happens, if I sin, if I mess up, if I do great, God is always going to love me, and there's an infinite amount of love. So there's nothing I could do or say that would ever take that away. So that's personally what I would advise to you if you're a religious person like me, is to tie that to our Heavenly Father, because He loves you no matter what. And when your self-worth is based on that relationship with God, no matter what happens to you, no matter if you get injured and you can't dance anymore, or you realize you're not the smartest person alive, you still know that you're a child of God and that He loves you. And so that is the first thing that I would say that helps me not worry so much about what other people think of me, because I have an unconditional self-worth that's based on my relationship with God. As much as I love social media, I work in social media marketing. So I think social media can be used for so much good, but if you use it incorrectly, or if you just don't realize this happens to you, social media can have negative effects on people. So here's the thing with Instagram, for example, is people only post the best stuff. It's like a highlight reel. It's not everything that they're going through. And so what's hard about social media is you compare your worst to someone else's best. I know I've struggled with comparing myself with people on Instagram. So first of all, it's really important to remember that social media isn't real. You cannot compare your life to what you're seeing other people do online. And really just remember that on social media, everything is filtered, everything is sugar-coated. People want to put out their best self, and that's totally fine to do that, but it's just important for you to remember that they're not showing everything, and everybody has struggles, everybody goes through hard times. So just having that mindset of, okay, not everything I see online is 100% real will help you a ton. Another piece of advice I have for you guys is to worry and think more about other people than you think about yourself. So for example, let's just talk about high school. I assume a lot of you guys are high school or college age, and so when you are just walking down the hallway, sometimes you're so focused on yourself. You're focused on, oh my gosh, is my shirt riding up? Does my hair look okay? Did this person notice me when I was walking by? And you're so focused on me. Just everything is about yourself. What I would challenge you guys to do is worry more about other people. Instead of walking down the hallway and worrying so much about how you're being perceived by people, how people are thinking you look that day, focus more on, okay, who here can I help? Who here can I serve? Because when you're actually focusing on other people, you can notice things. You could notice someone who might be having a hard day that you wouldn't have noticed otherwise if you were just focusing on you. The people who are always very well liked are people who can notice other people's needs before their own, and they put other people before themselves. By doing this, I absolutely know that not only will you be happier because you can help solve other people's needs instead of your own, but you won't care so much about what other people think of you because you're not going to be overanalyzing every single thing. But if you switch your mindset and worry more about others than yourself, you will be so much happier. 100% guaranteed. Okay, you guys, another thing I wanted to touch on is be positive, be grateful. I know when I was, okay, this is actually kind of sad, but when I was in high school and middle school, I would always kind of get teased for being the girl who always like smiled too much and was over enthusiastic and overly positive, and it kind of made me tone it down a little bit because I was just a really happy person. I loved spreading joy and light, and I loved to smile and make other people happy and make other people laugh. But when I was like that age in high school, it just seemed to be a cool thing to like be negative and be like, oh, whatever, like this sucks. Like complaining is just like a cool thing nowadays, and I don't understand it. I just know for a fact that since I went from that transition of being super happy and positive and then toning it down, I've been a lot less happy because when you do that, you just are less grateful, and when you're less grateful and appreciative of things, you just overall are less happy as a person. In reality, people love to be around positive people. I know you probably all have one friend specifically who's always negative about everything, and it can be okay at first, but when you spend more time with that person, you realize like, wow, their negativity is bringing me down too, and it makes you more of a negative person. So I challenge you to be that one friend who's always super positive. I know it can sometimes be like weird if everybody's just like in a group all complaining about something and you say, oh well, that's okay, maybe tomorrow will be a better day. People might look at you kind of funny, but I know that they will appreciate it down inside, and they will realize that you're right, and you'll be so much happier if you decide to be positive. So if you're ever having a tough day, remember all the things that you can be grateful for. Gratitude is so powerful. If you are having a rough day, let's say maybe you didn't have a great day at school or work, I promise if you sit down and write down or just think in your head everything that you're grateful for, and really how amazing it is to have a roof over your head, to have like internet and have the opportunity to connect with people online, have the opportunity to get an education and maybe have a family or friends that love you. There's so much that we can be grateful for when we look for it. I have a testimony that this life really is such a small part of our whole eternal progression. I believe that if we look at things with an eternal perspective, you'll realize that maybe those little things that you worry a lot about aren't that big and aren't that important. If someone told you that you only had 7 days to live, do you think you'd be worried about what that person thought or said about you? No, I really think that you would want to focus on your friends and your family and people and things that really bring joy to your life. And remember that you are so loved, even if it doesn't feel like anyone knows who you are or cares about you. I believe that God knows you and loves every single one of you watching this video right now, and you can always turn to Him. These are things that personally have helped me, so hopefully they can help you guys out too. So if you have, I know there's so much more that we could have talked about with this video, so if you have any other tips for anyone else, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I would love to see what you do to not worry so much about what other people think of you and to become a happier person. I love chatting with you guys. You can also reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. I'll have those all linked below. And again, I would totally love if you decided to subscribe to my channel. I want to do more uplifting videos like this in the future that really can empower the people who watch, and hopefully you guys can get some good from them. So if you are interested in seeing those, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when those videos come out. And thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.